Going live now. What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye, coming to you again with another Boxing and MS show. We're talking KSI Logan Paul. That's right, you're through to the filthy casual and hardcore show. Joining me with me, as always, is my co-host. Say hello to the people. Hola.
What's happening, people? Yeah, we're back again at it, man. Fight week. I love fight weeks, man. Fight weeks is crazy.
I love
that. There's something about fight week, man. You just, love fight week.
It's always hype. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot of Logan Paul, KSI. Some of the reasons that we're late is the press conference, as Lekan Bay has just asked in the chat. So let's talk about that press conference. What did you make of it? Because we were going to go at 9, and then we realized, well, I had some technical issues, and then I realized, oh, the press conference is on. Everyone's watching that. So now the press conference is over. What did you think?
I thought, look, they have to sell the fight, right? The fight, and this fight is captivating a lot of people. When you look at the people that they've got on the other card as well, it goes to show you how big and how far these guys have come. And to be doing is it in Saudi Arabia? They're in Saudi, right?
What, the fight?
Yeah.
No, the fight's in LA.
Right. I mean, to be doing the fight out there for me, I just think he's probably going to be the biggest fight of the year because of what Eddie Hearn is saying. The astronomical numbers, the people that are tuning in, the people that are buying the fight, the people that's already downloaded the Zan. So it's huge. It's huge, and these people got so many followers, and they bring different eyes to boxing. Maybe some of these new youngsters that have been following KSI and Logan Paul that's not really into boxing. They bring those eyeballs to boxing now, and now boxing is probably going to get a new generation of casual fans, if you like, to start loving the sport and nurture the art of boxing. And hardcore fans like yourself that love boxing will probably see this with different lens, when you look at it. So but for me, I'm excited about it.
It's funny you should say that, and I want to touch on that because I think that was well timed with Archie's comment, and that is about the fact that he won't watch it. Now, to me, that was my attitude in the first fight. I caught the highlights just like everyone else. I rewatched the fight on YouTube. I never watched it live. I dismissed it. I just thought to myself, oh, come on, right? But this is a pro fight. For better or worse, whatever you want to think about it, it's a pro fight. There's no head guards. That means one of these gentlemen is going to get knocked out viciously. I think there's a high chance of that. And I thought to myself, you know what? You piqued my interest, and both have gained my respect. Because let me tell you something. I don't care what anyone says. Boxing is the hardest sport. The hardest sport to train for, to prepare for. And I'm sorry, I know MMA has different disciplines and stuff like that. And I don't need to turn it into an MMA versus boxing thing. But there's something weirdly barbaric about doing this. Just taking shots to the face all day long. There's something weirdly unnatural about that. And I think for me personally, if you are prepared to put yourself through that, if you are prepared to say, you know what, even for an astronomical amount of money, don't get me wrong, I'd do it for that dough. But then a lot of people in the chat room would say that, but would you actually do it though? Like if you were to train in a boxing session and come the end of that boxing session, come out and say, yeah, I'll do this for 10 million. That'll be the hardest way you ever earn 10 million. Let me tell you something. So I do have a certain level of begrudging admiration for at least having the guts to be able to do it. But this is going to be a big gut check for them. This is going to be a big test for them. And I think for me, watching that press conference today, I think you saw Logan Paul doing what Logan Paul does, lots of posing, lots of gesturing. But to me, I saw quite a nervous man. I saw a man who decided to push back instead of hide in his shell. And I think what was interesting to me, I mean, lots of people will point to the whole Jeff Mayweather thing and think, oh, Logan Paul got him there. Actually, to me, what I noticed was KSI was like, all right, are you really the boxing guy like you portray yourself to be? You're talking all this madness about, oh, I know what I'm doing now. I've had 14 months of training now. But let me just test you on just random boxing knowledge. How much of a boxing guy are you? Just so I can get your idea of your understanding on this sport. How dedicated are you to this sport? And actually, to me, that was more telling, the lack of reaction to me. So, yeah, I thought it was an interesting press conference. In terms of the fight itself, obviously, you've mentioned the fact that you're pretty excited about the fight. And for those people who could not care less about this part of the video, we will talk about 244 and Nate Diaz related news and Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury news, and we'll cover all of that stuff. Just bear with us here. In terms of the fight itself between KSI and Logan Paul, how do you see that fight going, honestly, in your opinion?
I mean, if I'm look, Logan Paul is favorite to win this fight, right? I don't know whether you've been seeing what the bookmakers have been putting the odds at. I mean, KSI is 25-1. They're giving him no chance. He's worth a fiver. I'm going to stick a fiver on it.
I'll stick a fiver on him if it's 25-1.
At 25-1, like, hold on, to win the fight.
No way could it be that long. No way could it be that long.
Bro, 25-1
I'm going
to win this fight
right now, bro.
all right, they're giving him zero chance to win this fight. I've seen this all day on my Snapchat, right? And I thought to myself, how is this guy 25 to like? Why are they not giving him no chance? Is that something that they know that we don't know?
We don't know.
Then this press conference came along, and we're listening to what Jeff is saying, what Logan Paul is throwing out there. I saw Logan Paul's open workout. I mean, my man saying his footwork is poor. I didn't say poor footwork. I actually thought I don't know whether you saw that open workout, but I thought his footwork was pretty good for somebody that just turned pro. So there's a lot going on between those two. Like I said, I actually don't think I want KSI to win, but I don't think he'll win. If that makes any sense. I don't think he'll win.
I've changed my mind.
I want him to win, but I don't think he'll win.
I've changed my mind a few times on this. I'll be honest, I have. I've changed my mind because I know logic dictates Logan Paul will win. Now, that doesn't really have anything to do with his size to me. He's a big boy, but it doesn't have anything to do with his size. Actually, my opinion is based on the way the last fight went. The last fight, KSI started so slowly, and my man was just static. I thought he would be a little bit more elusive than he was being. He was just taking jab after jab after jab. And that's all right to do when you have a head guard.
When you got head guards on, exactly. You just hit the nail on the head.
When you don't have a head guard, you are on your way to concussion street. And that is my worry. My worry is I don't see someone in KSI that's particularly elusive. I think that Logan Paul is naturally athletic. I think he's naturally explosive. I think if you put a boxing technique, as much as it pains me to admit, 'cause I really don't want this motherfucker to win, but I can't make a case reasonable in my head that says that KSI is going to win this. Let's take, they're not boxers, Chig. Why are you taking this seriously? Let's take all of that out. Mm-hmm. Just look at how the last fight went. The last fight was a worry. To me, I get why KSI started that way. He probably thought to himself, you know what? I'm going to gas him out by just constant movement and box him long. His style means that he should box long. The problem is if you box long against a guy who's naturally taller than you, right? Ultimately, and with a good jab. I mean, let's be real here. Even for an amateur, his jab is excellent. I was very impressed with Logan Paul's jab. Very, very good. It was constant. It was just soaring in on KSI's head. I thought the adjustment that KSI made was excellent too. Once he realized after round 2 that, oh shit, this ain't working. I need this round. So I need to start fighting on the inside. I thought he made a really good adjustment in round 3. My issue is if you fight in the pocket, you put yourself in harm's way. And against someone who is naturally bigger, naturally more powerful than you, naturally more explosive, I think you are asking for problems. I think KSI's entire game plan is, well, I'm going to weather the storm and then try and knock him out in the later stages. I just don't see him getting to the later stages. I think if KSI puts it on him, though, I'd like to see if Logan Paul has a chin. I really would. I'd like to see if Logan Paul has a win.
Oh, both of their chins is going to get tested. Both of their chins are going to get tested. It's a matter of whose chin is going to hold up more. And to me, I just think the people, because what KSI is going in with now is more defensive.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go defensive, wear him out, then deal with him later.
Yeah.
But I'm worrying about that strategy, because if Logan Paul connects early in the fight, it really could be lights out.
Plus, I also think that Logan Paul is naturally quicker than him. Gosh, it sounds like I'm a damn fan of Logan Paul. But the thing is, I could not be less of a fan of his. But I have to be real. If we are genuinely analyzing this as an actual pro boxing fight, and we've seen this fight happen, we've seen this before, we've seen it play out, right? What I witnessed at the start of that first Logan Paul KSI fight scared me. If you are supporting KSI, I couldn't care less about the two guys, but I'm backing the Guna and I'm backing the Nigerian guy. I want him to win. I make no bounds about it. He's Nigerian and he's
I think we already established on this channel, people that have been watching us talk about this, the build up to this to this point about KSI Logan Paul. They know we want KSI to go through. We really want him to win. But sometimes when you're on a forum like this, when you break down fights and talk and preview fights like this, sometimes you have to take your biasness out of it and look at the fight.
It's like with Usman. I've gone on record saying it. I think Colby beats him. I've gone on record saying that. I'll explain why when we do that show. But I've gone on record a couple of times saying I think Colby beats Usman.
So, sometimes you have to just take that out. You take out your biasness and be real about it. And if I'm looking at it the way the whole preparation is gone, from what I've seen in the open workouts and stuff like that, something tells me that Logan Paul is a little bit more ready for this. And from even exposing KSI to the point where he's doing music, releasing soundtracks with Rick Ross and all of that, like I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, what you doing? Like, this is a Tara Woodley. This is a Tara Woodley.
Yeah, but I know. I knew you were going to say that.
This is a Tara Woodley business. Like, come on, like.
I don't think so. Tyron Woodley was doing about 18 flipping different things.
I know, but when I saw Usman go on Joe Rogan, and he mentioned this, when my man is busy doing this in the studio, this is what I'm busy doing. When my man's doing that with TMZ, I'm still doing the same thing. When my man's doing this on Fox and ESPN, I'm sparring Rumble Johnson.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
This is what this came from Usman's mouth. So when man said I'm sparring Rashad Evans and Rumble Johnson, when my man is doing something with TMZ, it makes you think, it makes you look at it even if it's 1%, if that fighter has 1% edge, it could just be a mental edge. It might not be a physical thing, but with that 1% edge counts for a lot in combat sports. It really, really does. And I don't know whether this is going to go against KSI on the weekend.
Yeah, I here's the thing. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think, to me, just every time I even try and make an argument for KSI in my head, I'm like,
I want to make arguments for him too, but like we said, we have to be real about it.
He's Logan's the bigger guy. He's the stronger guy. For his first fight, he caused KSI a hell of a lot of problems. He's the natural athlete. It's in his hometown. Let's go real deep with it. It's in his hometown, or I say hometown, home country. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There's no way I could even try and make a case for him. The only thing I will say is, for me, the only thing that impresses me about what KSI's done is that he's put a real camp together. Now, get the snake in that Jeff Mayweather has done or not done. Ultimately, if he's gone through that training, has sparred real guys, and has performed to the best of his ability, maybe he's learning more than. It's not like Shannon Briggs is his trainer.
Do you want to know what I think about that move by Jeff Mayweather? Right.
I'm hoping you're right, because I know what you're going to say. I'm hoping you're right.
Okay, have a wild guess at what I'm going to say, then I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
I guess.
Have a wild guess.
You think that Jeff Mayweather's comment is deliberate as a red herring to give Logan this confidence, to give that camp this confidence, and then KSI is going to show what he's really.
Bro, exactly that. I'm going to make an example, a quick example that Floyd actually used against McGregor.
Right? That's why I said that. We've been friends long enough now.
Exactly. Floyd used exactly the same thing.
I knew that's why you
against McGregor, and I'm hoping that's the reason why Jeff has done this, because everybody that watched the McGregor thing, the whole build-up, the whole sparring session, even McGregor knocking out what's his name? The boxer that done the bare knuckle thing. Paulie. That's it. I can never pronounce his last name. But Paulie, right? All of that was almost to give them that false sense of superiority, if you like. And they're talking about, Mayweather ain't boxed in 3 years. It's not different. He ain't done nothing. He's got ring rust. His hand is brittle. They were saying all this stuff. And in the end, stamina is what prevailed. Stamina. It wasn't even because McGregor was bigger than Mayweather. He came in bigger than him. He came in, stronger than him. When they're talking about brittle hands, he's younger than him. He's supposed to have more cardio than him. And all of this. He's supposed to have more heart. He's Irish. There's a lot that they were saying. The women, like McGregor has got this one punch knock. I could just knock him out. There was so much and they gave him this false sense of superiority. And then when he got to it, it's the gas tank that ended up that ended him up. So
I'm going to say what I know Logan Paul fans will say if they come onto this. KSI ain't no Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, we know that. But we know he's got better cardio than Logan Paul from the last fight.
Yeah.
That much we know. And you could hear it in in the press conference. We know one thing for a fact. Logan will want to end this quick and early, but can he swim in the later rounds? Because we know KSI can, but can Logan Paul do it? So there's a lot that's compelling about this fight, I know people are dumping on it, saying, you know, the couple of YouTubers is a charity. You know, I've been reading what Archie, big up Archie. Archie is our guy. He's always on here giving his raw opinion, and we love him for that. But, you know, whether it's a charity fight or not, it's two men in a ring with gloves on, there to punch each other's lights off. It's combat sports, regardless of how you look on it, you know? And if you're a fight fan, if people are going to do that to themselves, you got to show some interest. I'm a fight fan first. I always say this. Like, it's something I say all the time. I'm a fight fan first. I love to watch violence. And if these two guys are going to bring you on the weekend, I'm definitely lapping it up. Sign me up.
Yeah, and big up to J Rob for the €2 donation. He says Logan Paul is a big lad, but I hope KSI does it though. And I think that is the sentiment from most people. By the way, I've had a look at the odds. I don't know which site.
Yeah, I just addressed it in the chat earlier on. What's my man's name? I got to shout him out for this. AD34RT. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I hope I called it properly. He did say earlier on that KSI is 6-4 and Logan is 8-15. But William Hill is doing a promotional thing that's putting KSI at 25-1, but you can only bet £1.
£1, of course, they ain't crazy.
Right. So because I was flicking through every bit on my Snapchat that I saw today while I was out driving. You know how many hours I do every day. I just scrolling and I see it right at the end of it, and I'm thinking 25-1. Like what? You know? But it's been William Hill promoting that the whole lot today. KSI 25-1. So I didn't really read the small print. So thank you to AD34RT for pointing that out, and I did address it in the chat as well. So thank you for that, my friend.
All right, let me ask you straight up. Who wins this fight? Give me a prediction.
KSI decision.
He's going with it hard. He's going with it hard.
Oh, you bastard.
Everything tells me.
Bro.
Everything tells me Logan Paul will win this and win this by round 2. So
yeah, the last time I made predictions on this show, I got wiped out.
Yeah, so. You did get wiped. I want you to remember that. So
I'm not afraid to put my hands up. Yeah, I got wiped out. So shows how much I know.
My prediction is KSI by round 5. Come on. I'm not even backing KSI that much. I just can't stand that prick. I can't stand that prick. So
TWE just said what you put up, Logan Paul's trainer is a prick. To have 37 knockouts.
He's a good fighter though.
You got to be a prick to be able to do that. You can't do that being a gentleman. You know, go and ask the personality of Deontay Wilder. Most people will tell you he's a fucking prick. You know what I mean? That's the personality you've got to have to be like that. You know?
Do you know what? Versus, actually, rewatching that fight, I didn't agree with the draw. I do now. I think it was a draw. I honestly did, because I thought Logan Paul won the first 2 rounds clearly. Then I thought KSI won the 3rd round. 4th round was kind of, you could put it either way. And then I think it was there were 6 rounds in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. KSI definitely took round 6. Round 5 could have gone either way as well. Because I remember round 5 started off badly for KSI, and then he came back into it. So
I don't trust these American judges, man. That's why
I've not gone with decision. For me, in terms of flaws that I see in Logan Paul, I think the reason I've gone with KSI in the end, really going against my own logic, which says 2 rounds to Logan Paul. But I think in the end, I think KSI will get knocked down. Be prepared for that. I think he'll all be knocked down. But I think in the end, he'll weather the storm. He'll get on his bike. And then I think Logan Paul, what I've noticed is he kind of pushes out punches and leaves his body open.
He leaves his body open.
Smart. Just work that body. Work that body.
I mean, that's where KSI.
Nothing tires out somebody than body shots.
We've
Even
seen
you're an MMA fan.
It's happened to the best. It's happened to the best. It's happened to the best. We've seen it happen to the best.
Tire you the fuck out.
It don't matter how much cardio you got. It happens to the best.
If his hands are then down here protecting himself, then KSI can just tee off on that head. And I want him to do it. I've gone with my heart. My head says 2 rounds. Logan Paul knocks him out. But I'm going my head because I cannot stand that prick. So I want KSI to do it. Just loads of shots to the body. Get on your bike, weather the storm, and then start teeing off on that dome. And maybe, just maybe, he's picked up enough to get this victory. So we'll see what happens. But that's my honest prediction of that. But yes, my guy Archie, like Archie says, please drop this video a like as we move on to cover other combat sports. So let's talk about, I'm not really going to talk about the Billy Joe fight or the Devin Haney fight, the 2 world champions on the card. I love them, but I also know that these are gimme fights. They just wanted to get on the card.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the reason why they've taken the fights that they have taken.
It's a good payday for them, man. It's a fat payday. Eddie's all over this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a good payday for these guys.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't
a lot of eyeballs and a good payday for them.
Yeah, we're not going to go into any huge detail about it. But let's talk about, should we talk about Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury?
This is the thing, and I want to address Archie on this one.
Oh, boy. Archie, you're front and center, my boy.
Archie,
front and center.
Come to the front of the congregation. Yeah?
Use the words of Solomon.
There's going to be charity fights. There's going to be super fights. There's going to be crossover fights. This is 2019 going into 2020. There's a lot of crossover stuff going on now. I'm hearing Logan Paul talking about he's calling out Anthony Joshua after this fight. Did you hear about it?
I immediately knew what that was. That was some clickbait shit.
This is some clickbait, exactly. But the talk is gonna there. They're gonna generate traction, and all of a sudden, people are talking about it. I was hearing about Masvidal's been talking about Canelo. He's been talking about Canelo. He wants this thing with Canelo when it's all said and done, because they know the money is there. So while Masvidal, look, Tyson Fury is probably one of the hottest thing right now. Everything is touching is turning into pound sterling and dollars, and I mean lots of it. And Francis Ngannou.
Let's talk about this because he hasn't heard it. He hasn't heard the news.
Oh, what news?
About Francis Ngannou, Tyson
right.
Fury.
So Francis Ngannou is obviously called out Tyson Fury, and Fury already said, "Okay, I'm training with Darren Till now to start my MMA career." But this is the second name that Tyson Fury is dropped, because he did say he was going to train with Conor McGregor. I don't know if you heard that the first time round when Tyson Fury first spoke about it, and then earlier on today, I saw him today talking about
Tyson.
He's training with Darren Till to come into MMA, and Francis Ngannou said he's been training with Matt Tyson, so he wants to go to boxing, and Fury wants to come to MMA. So eventually they're gonna find the middle ground if it happens, right? If it happens, they're gonna find the middle ground. I think the best place to come is for Fury to come to MMA, because at the end of the day, there's no real technique. If anybody watched Derek Lewis and Ivanov over the weekend, there's zero technique. about what was going on there. Their
Hell
man
of a
was
fight.
just swinging. Hell of a fight as well. Hell of a fight. But what technique was there? What technique did you see? This man were throwing bombs, and that's what you go to see in heavyweight fight. I mean, there's certain fighters that will come with the technique, with wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and so. But there's only a select few of those guys that really do that. But 90% of the time, these guys, they just want to knock each other's head off. So it's something that, I think if it happens, great for the crossover, because we're going to be witnessing a lot of that now. There's a lot of that that's going to be happening, and we're going to be witnessing it. So people like Archie, get used to it. It's not going anywhere. This is something that's going to start happening. Embrace it, because it's gonna annoy the hell out of you if you don't embrace it. So, for me, I just think Tyson Fury crossing over it's good. It's probably gonna shake. It's gonna attract people like John Jones into the mix. Everybody wants some of this thriller. You know what I mean? People like John Jones who now want to run down to heavyweight and throw his name in the hat. Francis Ngannou's there. Stipe is gonna say, look, even DC might all of a sudden have 2-3 fights left in him. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Because there's so much money to be made. If he can't get Brock, he can go and get Tyson Fury. So there's a lot that can happen there. But for me, go on.
I think to me, in response to what Archie just said there, I think they both do. Because yes, I think when you look at Fury's two biggest fights, there were the Wilder fight, which he drew, should have won, but drew. And then the Vlad fight, which was 4 years ago. It's just like, all right, before you start talking about these super fights, both Francis needs to win a title. And I think with Fury, yes, it's great. He's getting his profile grown in America, but he also needs to deliver. He needs to take that strap from Deontay, or he needs to win a title elsewhere, because those are the only way these sort of super fights get made. You think Canelo? I don't care if Canelo's called him out or whatever. That fight only happens if Masvidal actually wins a title. Because
this is the thing. What Masvidal's been saying. He's saying, forget that title. If the check is right, I will fight any super fight.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say.
The money has to be right.
The check ain't coming until he wins the title. Bruh, let's be real here. Outside of everyone talking on this thing, and maybe a few casuals from the weekend, who really knows who Jorge Masvidal is? Really?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So the only way you market that fight is
it's only just got hot.
Yeah.
But it's people that know him from back in the day that really followed, his career, know about Masvidal. But
let me tell you how this is gonna happen, right? Masvidal wins the welterweight title. Conor challenges him because he's an idiot. Gets his ass whooped by Masvidal. Then the super fight happens. That's exactly.
That's a good map. That's a good roadmap. That's a very good roadmap.
Because then his star will rise. We know he deserves this stuff, but that's because I'm a casual fan that knows a little bit. You're a hardcore guy when it comes to MMA, so we know this stuff. But
that's the perfect match for him.
That group, who knows who Jorge Masvidal? I'm sorry, I love him, but I'm also realistic.
Yeah,
I'm also realistic. But what you do is you say to yourself, especially if you're Jorge, you say to yourself, all right, cool. Here's what I'm going to do. Whoever wins this fight between Usman and Colby, I'm whooping their ass. I take that title. Conor, wants gold at a different weight. And especially after Dana dismissed the idea of Conor even having the ability to even take on Jorge Masvidal. You're off to the races with that fight. That fight sells itself, right? It's shitty for someone like Leon Edwards, but let's be real.
It is.
That's the fight you're going with. That's the fight you're going with. And then once Masvidal absolutely takes apart Conor, as I'm sure will happen, then you promote the Canelo fight. There's no need now. Right now. There's no need. So yeah, I think that's how it will happen. That's personally the way I'd like to see it.
It's a good roadmap. I'll go fully 100% with, the way you've just put it together. Um, people that really know Masvidal, or even if you don't know about him, go and educate yourself on this guy. He's been around for a long time, and he's been doing this thing for a very long time. He's had his fair share of losses, and he's had to rebrand himself and recreate his image, and that's the product we're getting now from Masvidal. But he's always been around, and it's his time to shine. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. I took an L the other day, say my guy was gonna stop me slapping.
We both took a couple of L's. Let's go straight into 244 and talk about that card. Very, very impressed with what is that loudmouth guy? The black guy. What's his name? My man on that unbeaten guy. Kevin Lee.
Oh yeah, Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee.
Excellent.
What a knockout. Both of us got that wrong. Excellent
performance.
What a knockout. What a knockout.
And it was clever the way he set it up with the right and then the left. I thought I was very impressed. Probably the last time I was truly impressed with him, like I said to you last weekend, was when he lost to Ferguson. Because I thought he gained a lot of plaudits in that loss. But I thought, well, ultimately, you still lost that fight. So I needed to see something impressive. It's almost as though the man watched the preview and was like, all right, cool, I'll show you. I'll show you what I've got. And I was 100%. Very impressed. Told you about my boy Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I thought another really good performance. Very good.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with him in that fight. He broke his hand. He broke his hand, didn't it? He broke his hand, pointing the hell. And this guy just wouldn't go away.
Yeah,
the man ended up breaking his hand.
I'll give him that. Vicente.
But very good win for Wonderboy.
And the one we were all very surprised about, as well as Kevin Lee, was the Darren Till fight. I was shocked how the fight weren't the most entertaining, but I was shocked how he handled Kevin Gastelum. In the end, let's be real here, with ease. Let's be real.
Look, I don't want to say with ease like that.
Brother,
that fight could have gone either way. I was calling split decision, right? That fight, and I didn't really know which way it was gonna go. I thought it was close. I thought it was really close between both of them. I'll be honest.
Do you think the right person won?
I think the right person won. I was very surprised. I was very surprised with how lukewarm Kevin Gastelum was. I thought he was going to test that chin. He didn't even get anywhere near it.
You know, when you saw it with Francis Ngannou. When you've been in a war, the fight before, it was almost like your gunshot.
There's something that it takes a little bit away from your assurance in what you can do. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe the next fight Gastelum has is what's going to really bring him back. And I think the next fight for Darren Till should be Whittaker. But Darren Till, Easy's been out here calling out Romero, and I'm scared. I'm scared for Easy.
Did you hear Till's response?
He's like, I don't want none of that smoke. I don't want none of that. Are you mad?
I don't want none of that smoke.
I was listening to Masvidal, and Masvidal says the reason why he loves Easy so much. He said everybody that's fought Romero has been forced to fight Romero.
Yeah.
No one calls out Romero and say, I want to fight you.
Look at
everybody else.
Listen,
it's been circumstantial.
He did the dance around fighting Romero. He did not want that smoke.
He didn't want none of it. He said nobody's called him out to say, listen, I want to fight you. Easy is the first person to really call him out and say, let's do this. Everybody else is being circumstantial and that's the next fight for them. And Romero's just been there. And, Masvidal said he's his training partner. You see what this guy does is sparring all the time. He puts people away. But I don't know. I don't know about this, man. You know what I mean? This for me is pulling the tail of a tiger on this one here. And Romero has to make weight as well. Because if he doesn't make weight, but the fight goes ahead anyways, and then it does what it done to Luke Rockhold to Easy, then we have a vacant title.
Yeah.
This is what I tried to say. We have a vacant title. And it's a horrible situation.
I think for me,
what do you think?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get down list of middleweights up on my phone. I was trying to do it quickly.
Yeah.
I think for me, what I want to see is I want to see Till take on, and I think is it Jared Cannonier?
Cannonier.
Yeah.
He said, this is by his own admission, because I watched him on Luke Thomas, and he said, listen, out of everyone, the guy that he's really worried about is Cannonier. This came out of his mouth.
Yeah. I remember we had this discussion.
He said the one guy that he's really, that if I'm to say, like, put my hands up, and he said I ain't even worried about nobody, but if I'm gonna say, okay, this guy is really he's the one that poses all the problems and all of that, it's Cannonier. I've been preaching this guy for a long time. Everybody that watches this show know how I feel about Cannonier. Like, for me, he's the most dangerous person in that fucking division. It really is. And people are sleeping on it. They don't even know about this guy like that. You know what I mean? They're sleeping on this guy. But when this guy really announces himself in front of a big audience, everybody's gonna wise up to him. He's as dangerous as they come.
Big up to Arsenal 10234. Probably the wrong stream, mate. But we'll answer it. I'll answer the question anyway. Janilson too. Forget Jacko. I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll talk about that some more tomorrow. Let's talk about. For me, Till. Funnily enough, Till is the rankings have been updated, and Till's number 4 now.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame for Gastelum.
The top 5 are Whittaker, Costa, Romero, Till, and then Gastelum.
Yeah, it's a shame because they opened the gates and let Till in. Gatekeeper now, mate. Gatekeeper.
So we'll see. Or if Whittaker wants to return back at early, maybe February, March, Till versus Whittaker would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the next natural fight. Anyways, I think that's the next fight, and I think Gastelum and Jarrett should dance, while Romero dances with Izzy. I think that's the top 6. That's top 6 sorted out.
Yeah.
Sorted out. You know.
All right then.
Let's talk about Johnny Walker, man. Come on.
Before we go to Walker, answer this question very quickly.
Who should Masvidal fight next?
Mm-hmm. It's Conor a title, isn't it? Conor a title.
I think he should fight. I think he should fight the winner of Kobe and Usman. Now, that's what I think he should fight.
Let us explain, because I just saw this comment from Archie. So this brings us on to our next bit of news, and that is Nate retired from MMA again.
Nah, that guy retired.
So if you go to his Twitter, he says basically he's out of the fight game. Fuck the rematch.
Yeah. Look, he's hurting right now. There's a lot of ego that's in there. He did talk about the injury he had, but we know Nick don't make excuses, so he's not going to talk about that. He talked about how he couldn't run before the fight. The preparation went right, but he didn't come out to make excuses, but he was just giving certain reasons.
He was making excuses. Come on, bro.
Look, he's just giving reasons.
Come on, bro.
All right, so are you saying Nate was doing a shaka? It's not apologizing, just justifying the thing.
Brother, he was sat there in the press conference, and I was like, "You're not making excuses right now."
Look,
for a good half an hour.
Can I defend Nate blindly in peace, please?
Brother. No, I'm sure crazy, I can't trigger them, but come on.
No, yeah, look, it was making excuses. Fair enough. It was. I think the doctor saved his ass because I didn't see. I thought it was gonna get ass whooping in that 4th and 5th round. I think the doctor saved his ass.
In round 4.
He was gonna get his. I put that out on Twitter. People can go and look on my timeline. I don't see him even coming back to do anything in that 4th and 5th. He was getting his ass whooping. I mean, the body kicks, the kicks to the body that Masvidal was putting on Nate. I was like, God,
let's be real. As I knew it would happen. Let's be real. Listen, I like Nate. Yeah, all right. He's
I love Nate, and we know he's taking worse cuts. But the doctor saved him from an ass whooping. He was getting his ass whipped. He was getting beat the fuck up. And you look, you know what was more scary? How relaxed Masvidal was.
Masvidal looked,
he was so relaxed.
I thought he placed himself beautifully. That was why it annoyed me when I was hearing this press conference, because I was hearing Nate just talk some nonsense. I could feel him getting tired as he pushed. Cool. If you knew he was getting tired, why didn't you do anything about it then?
Bro, he wanted to take the fight to the ground. Masvidal didn't really want to go there because he knew, look, at the end of the day, I got more power than you, and when I touch you, you're gonna hurt. So I'm not going down there doing all that jiu-jitsu with you so you can wrap me up. Fuck that. Get the fuck up. And it's the best way to go. And it was teeing off on that cut. We're saying, yeah, Nate is taking worse cuts than that. But he was teeing off. Did you see Nate with that doctor in the back room? He was showing gratitude to that doctor. He was showing gratitude to that doctor, Bridget. He was thanking that doctor for getting him out of there. Everybody go and watch that video.
Because that cut was only going to get worse. Like you said.
He was teeing off on it.
The doctor saved him. So, yeah, I'm with you. What was it you want to talk about? Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Let's end with Johnny Walker.
Let's end it with Johnny Walker. I think Johnny Walker, he pretty much kind of went how I thought it was going to go. Mm-hmm. And for Corey Anderson, I've been saying how much this guy wants to get to John Jones, but nobody is really looking at him.
This was your
the
only one that stopped you from getting.
I've been saying how bad Corey Anderson wants to get to John Jones. He wants to get to him so bad to the point where he's putting it on Dana. He's putting it on the UFC.
Dana said he came in angry.
You know. You know, he's putting on UFC now that, look, if you don't give me this title fight, release me. We know he ain't going nowhere, but he's putting out the statement because he wants this fight so bad. He don't like Jones.
Unfortunately, Jones is so good, they almost have to build opponents for him. And Corey has been talking a lot of shit lately. So
yeah, he has. Because this could be a very, very good card.
Thing.
Yeah,
now we just heard today, John Jones basically said, and I take this with a pinch of salt because it's John Jones, right? Or a pictogram of salt, to be exact. But he basically came out and said that he had a meeting with his team, and he believed that because Dominic Reyes is the more difficult opponent, he's picking Reyes over Corey.
Yeah, and Corey is not mad at that. He already said, "I'm not mad at it. I'll just wait for the winner." I'll just wait for the winner. So Corey ain't even mad at that. It's like, you don't want me now, you will want me later if you win that fight.
You know what?
I'm next
understand that at the title. He's probably thought Reyes probably deserves it. I think most people would accept that Dominic Reyes deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, for knocking out Weidman.
What I'd personally like to see is Corey versus Anthony Smith, because Anthony Smith has called out Corey, saying that he's a bitch and he's been complaining about the fact that Corey feels like he deserves a fight. That what Corey should do is just sit down and fight
it's all good calling out. It's all good calling out Corey now. You've had your shot at John Jones. Corey hasn't.
Exactly.
You've had your
And
shot.
Corey said, listen, fool, I called your punk ass out 6-7 months ago, and you said no. So why are you
Why should
calling me
I?
out
Yeah, why
now?
should I fight down?
Now I'm in your old position.
You
Now
know what I mean?
call me out.
I'm not fighting down. I'm fighting up, mate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Wait your turn. Your turn will come back round again. If I get the title, if I get the strap, I might give you a chance. If it's a big if, by the way. But right now, to me, because the Dominic Reyes thing, I don't even say build up. I don't see the build up there. I don't see Dominic Reyes really talking trash with John Jones. I don't see the real build up there. If there's anybody that really disliked John Jones on the level that DC disliked John Jones, it's Corey Anderson.
Yeah.
That to me is a more sellable fight. It's you know what I mean? They can make a lot of undercard on to it as well to make the card like to stack the card up. But it will sell because both of them will talk trash. And both of them has been going at it for months. So if there's somebody that really, really don't like John Jones on DC's level, it's Corey Anderson.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it was a very, very brief show, but we always was going to be with KSI Logan Paul, and that's why we decided to talk about something a little bit more interesting, and that was the 244. But we hope you've enjoyed it. Me and Ola will probably be back, I would say, in the next couple of weeks because we need to talk about a few things. We need to talk about AJ versus Ruiz too. And then we also need to talk about...
I got 50 quid on that fight. I've been losing blood clot money left, right, and center, man, on this fight, man. Jesus Christ.
I haven't yet told him, but I'm also going to bring Kenny Ken on for that.
Oh, lovely. Super lovely.
So we'll talk about that and go through that. Go through the boxing especially, because I think that would be
fantastic.
Really... All right, Ola, thank you for joining me, bro.
No problem, brother.
Where they can find you?
My Twitter, come on my Twitter, Black Scorpion Free. Same as Instagram. Go look me up on there. But whenever you want to talk combat sport, I'm your guy. Come link man on there, especially on fight night. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's where you find me.
Are you watching the KSI Logan Paul, man? For everyone that asked earlier, the fight is in LA. I think it's on at like 3, something like that. It's on late.
It's on stupid o'clock. Yeah, I'll watch it. I always punish myself like that, knowing that I'm gonna go work the next couple of hours, but yeah, I'll watch it. You know what I mean? I definitely want to see what happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited about it. It's something I can't wait to see.
And for me, you can find me at Colossal Chig. That is my Twitter handle. You can find me on Insta, Guna_Eagle_I. Getting a lot of love on Insta lately. I like Insta. It's a nice.
Yeah, man. It's chilled, isn't it?
I like it.
Nobody's going for your neck on there all the time. Like,
yeah, man, fun Twitter. I like Insta. And please do subscribe to me as well. Here, Guna Eagle Eye. I'll be back tomorrow to do a preview for the Leicester game. Oh, gosh, got back to Arsenal. That is how it is right now. Arsenal's the chore.
And this is why it's so good to have something like this to release.
Yeah.
And get away from Arsenal for a minute. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you'd be banging your head against the wall all the time. So
yeah. So I'll be back tomorrow to do a preview on that. And it looks like, unless Lee tells me something last minute, I'll be doing a watch along for the Leicester versus Arsenal game on this channel. So do stay tuned for that. That should be
fun. Who knows? I might come and get drunk on your channel. Who knows? I might come and get drunk on your channel.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. So
I gotta see if I can get it off first from work. But if I can, you just get a random text like legal, like send me the goddamn link, brother. You get me?
All right, then. Cool.
Yeah.
Last but not least, KSI, please. Good luck, man. For me, I'm not a subscriber.
We need you to do it. We need you to do it, man.
I haven't watched a couple of your videos. You're entertaining enough. You're a Guna. You are Nigerian. I am with you. I don't know how you're going to do this. And I've gone against what I think up here to what I'm hoping here, that you will go out there, probably get knocked down, but come back and stop this fool. You could do it.
KSI decision. That's what I'm saying. KSI decision.
You can do it. Just loads of body shots and you'll slow him down to knock him out. All right. We're out of here, people. Take care.
Salute.